did not find it difficult to stay awake. The second night, though, was not so easy, and just before dawn, a few of them fell asleep. On the third night, the trees and the plants whispered among themselves in the wind, trying to keep from dropping off to sleep, but it was too much work for some of them. Even more fell asleep on the fourth night. By the time the seventh night came, the only trees and plants still awake were the cedar, the pine, the spruce, the fir, the holly, and the laurel. "What wonderful endurance you have," exclaimed God, the great mystery. "You shall be given the gift of remaining green forever." Ever since then, all the other trees and plants lose their leaves and sleep all winter, while the evergreens, ever alert, give color to the bleak landscape. The evergreens are around all year long, but we pay special notice of them this time of the year. They are a symbol to us that God is with us, that God is watching over us all the time, when the sun is bright, when the darkness is around, when the weather is warm, when the weather is cold. God's love is faithful and true. It is getting colder and darker. The ground is getting ready to freeze. The snow is soon going to be here. The color outside has gotten pretty bleak, except for the evergreens, who retain their color year-round. The world and the activities of the world can be very bleak too. We're at war right now. We're under threats of terrorism. There's unrest in many families. We see the destructiveness of drug and alcohol abuse. We see violence. We see abuse. We look in our world and we find scandal. We find greed. We find lots of evil. And the moral color around us can look so bland, except for Jesus Christ, whose love is evergreen. On this first Sunday of Advent, we open a brand new church year. God has touched every single one of us this past year. In the good times and in the bad times, we have been touched, and God has been with us. And God will be with each one of us as this year opens. In the good times and in the tough times yet to come. But we've lit the first candle on the Advent wreath today. A candle which is a symbol of Christ, the light of the world. His name is Emmanuel. He is God with us. But notice not only the 4 candles that will mark these 4 weeks of Advent as we prepare for his coming at Christmas and his coming at the end of time, but also notice the branches of the wreath. They give us hope. They are evergreen. God is with us. God is touching us, and by his grace is shaping us to be the best versions of ourselves, to be the people, to be the individual that God has created you, has created me to be. And so we approach this season in great expectation and in great hope, for we remember that God has sent his Son, Emmanuel, to be with us. And the love of Christ is ever faithful ever constant, and ever green.